Now, okay, again, welcome to International Institute of Non-Destructive Testing. Now, today we are going to discuss the magnetic particle testing, lesson number 7. So here we are seeing there are several different bases are used for classifying magnetizing method. The first one is whether or not the magnetizing force is maintained during the application of medium. This includes residual and continuous methods. Now, residual method means we are applying current and we are after application of current, we are not applying iron particles. So we stop the current. After removal of current, we are applying the particles. After removal of current, there is some residual field, and we are applying magnetic iron particles on the job examination surfaces. Based on that residual magnetic field, if there is any discontinuity, we can detect. That method is known as residual. Continuous method means while current is flowing, we are applying the magnetic particles on the examination surface. So magnetic field will be strong, and we are getting strong indication in case of continuous method. So sensitivity of continuous method is high as compared to residual method. So basically, if the retentivity of job is high, material is high, then we can use residual method. Otherwise, if retentivity is less, then we can't use the residual method. So okay, then the second is the characteristic of the field utilized for magnetization, which includes circular or longitudinal magnetic field methods. Means which field we are using. Either we can use circular or longitudinal, or we can use both circular and longitudinal. As you already know that we have to apply field in two direction 90-degree to each others, then only we can inspect the whole entire 360-degree uh, examination surface. If suppose we are applying only one direction field, so we can't find all defects in our specimen. If we want to detect all examination area, all defects in our examination area, then we have to apply minimum two magnetic fields perpendicular to each other. So in some cases we are using circular and longitudinal. In some cases we are using both circulars. In some cases we are using both longitudinal. But whatever we are using, the circular or longitudinal, that two fields should be perpendicular to each other. Then only we can inspect whole examination area. We can detect all defects which is available in our job. Then we are using AC and HWDC current. Basically for surface defects, the AC is good choice. For subsurface defects, then HWDC is the best choice. Then this is the residual method. The medium is applied after the specimen has been magnetized. Okay, the medium is applied after the medium is applied after the specimen has been magnetized and the magnetizing force is removed. This method is not used on specimen that have low retentivity. Then continuous method, the magnetizing operation is conducted simultaneously with the application of dry powder or wet suspension while current is flowing. Circular magnetization, where it is necessary to pass current through the specimen, care must be exercised to prevent arcing or overheating at the contact areas. All contact areas must be clean and suitable head pressure must be exerted to ensure uniform magnetization. Longitudinal magnetization procedures. When solenoid or coil is used to magnetize the specimen, it should be no larger than necessary to accommodate the specimen. So here see the direct current and alternating current. See AC current is flowing from positive to negative. This is half wave direct current, or we can say half wave AC current. This is the full wave direct current, and this is the three-phase current. So if you need more amount of current, then we can use three-phase current. Now see here testing medium means that means iron particles, ferromagnetic particles. See there are different colors. The purpose of color is to enhance the contrast. So if our job surface is suppose red color and we are using red color, so we are not getting good contrast. So we have to use con- other colors which will make more contrast to the reddish color surface. So the purpose of color is only the contrast, not the sensitivity, because sensitivity of all color will remain same. So see, this is the dry particle method. See, there is dry particle indications. See how the powder is applying here uniformly. And liquid medium non-fluorescent can be used for both wet residual and wet continuous method. Liquid medium fluorescent can also be used with both wet and residual wet continuous method. The particles are coated with fluorescent dye, which when inspected under a black light fluoresces brilliantly. Means whenever we are using fluorescent method, we have to use black light. The black light will make indication visible. Without black light, we can't see the defect indications. So the purpose of black light is to make indication visible. Now see, this is the settling test. This test we are using for wet method when we are preparing bath in our shop floor, and we are mixing the iron particles as per manufacturer recommendation per gram per liter in this way. And after that, this is not sufficient. After that, we are taking 100 ml bath from our main bath, and we are keep hold. We are waiting for 30 minutes. Then after 30 minutes, this powder will be settled at the bottom of the centrifuge. Okay, and there is also 100 ml marking also. So we are taking this 100 ml, and we are waiting for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, somehow this powder settled at the bottom, and we are reading, checking the concentration percentage here. In case of fluorescent, the bath concentration should be zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.4 ml. In case of visible magnetic particle testing, the bath concentration should be 1.2 to 2.4 ml. Then surface preparation. Prior to magnetic particle testing, the specimen should be thoroughly cleaned. Cleaning may involve removal of flake, slag, heavy buildup of the paint, rust, grease, other organic material that may interfere with the test results. The smooth, the smoother the surface and more uniform the color, the more favorable are the condition for formation of magnetic particle indication. Suppose sometimes the wet surface is not good, that's why we are getting some of the particles is accumulated in that rough surface. So that is the non-relevant, that is the false indication, that is not true indication. So we have, if that's why surface preparation is very important. If there is a rough surface, then we are really confused between false indication and true indications. That's why we are trying to make proper surface preparation before doing magnetic particle testing. This is most important things in weld inspection. Okay, then location of discontinuities. Discontinuities can be located either on or directly below the surface of the specimen. Discontinuities located on the surface appear as sharp distinct lines, where discontinuities located below the surface means subsurface appear as irregular, rough, and hazy indication. Suppose if suppose the defect on the surface or just 10-15 micron below the surface, then we will get the sharp indication, because many line of force came out of the job and out of the surface, and we will get the strong north and south pole. So we will get powder is accumulated, and the indication will build sharply and nicely as well. But in case of suppose subsurface defect, then not all many line of force came out of the examination surface. Some of the came, and that's why the uh, pole formed there, but that is not strong as compared to surface indication. That's why we are getting indication fuzzy type indication, not sharp. Then demagnetization requirement. If a specimen is to be magnetized in second direction, the circular magnetization followed by longitudinal magnetization, the best applied field will driven out the residual field from the preceding the magnetization. Generally, what we are doing, we are applying first circular magnetization field, then we are applying longitudinal magnetization field. Why? Because in longitudinal magnetic field, we can ensure there is remaining magnetic field. But in case of circular magnetic field, we are not ensure with the help of Gauss meter, because the line of force moving within the magnet. So the sequence is like this. First headshot means we can generate circular magnetic field. Then we will inspect the job for we will see any indications are there on examination surface. Then after that we will apply coil short current, and then magnetic field will be longitudinal. Then we will see the defect, and after discontinuity, after that we will pass the job through the coil. In the coil there is arrangement to reduce the current and reverse the current, which will reduce the magnetic field uh, in your job. And that reduced magnetic field should be less than plus minus 3 Gauss. In some of the standards they are accepted up to 3 to 4 Gauss maximum. Okay, now though, however, this will happen only if the magnetizing force last applied is equal to or higher than previous residual field. That means suppose your headshot current is for 400 amps and coil short current is uh, more than 400 current, then your field will be shifted towards longitudinal. Then it will shifted towards longitudinal. If your head short current is greater than coil short current, means your first current is greater than second current, then field totally field will not shifted towards longitudinal field. So we have to keep remember these things. Our when we are doing this process, first head short and then coil short, and then we are passing a job through demagnetization coil. Then we have to remember your head short, your coil short current should be equal to or greater than head short current. Now demagnetization, see here, this is the Gauss meter, and we are locating this Gauss meter at the end here, where the line of force leave out. So if there is residual magnetic field, then we will see on the indicator. Now field indicator is used after performing demagnetization on the article that has been longitudinally magnetized to determine if the field strength is reduced to the desired level. Large specimen can found difficult to demagnetize. Large specimen can found difficult to demagnetize completely. Shifting the specimen to align it in east-west portion of an original north-south position facilitates demagnetization, because in north and south position there is earth magnet, so we can't make demagnetization effectively. That's why our demagnetization unit should be opening should be from east to west or west to east. But that not should but the opening should not be on south to north direction or north to south direction. Okay, then application of magnetic particle testing. Then the magnetic particle technician must have a good understanding of reason for applying the different techniques to the same path. It is even more important to be able to select the proper technique and crucial to obtain the test result. For example, suppose if you are if you are doing magnetic particle examination of bar, then we have to use one is coil headshot technique and other is coil shot techniques. Okay, but in case of suppose ring, so we have to use central conductors, and so we have to use central conductor because to detect locate the ID cracks and as well as radial cracks on the face. So that's why we have to work as per procedure. We have to select the techniques which will detect all discontinuities. So not single technique will detect all discontinuities. So always we have to use combination of head shot, or suppose central conductor or coil shot, like this we have to use. And now what method must, now here is one more question, what methods must be used to find all of the discontinuities shown in below, means which methods, which techniques we can use. For example, this circular crack we can detect in longitudinal magnetic technique, means coil shot. In coil shot we can detect this crack, also we can detect this crack because 45, but in coil shot we can't detect this crack because magnetic field is longitudinal and our defect also longitudinal. So for this purpose we have to use either head shot or we can use central conductor, because this is pipe, so we can use central conductor as well. So see here again, the head shot we can detect this crack, then coil shot we can detect this crack and this crack as well. So suppose now this is the gear, so we have to put this gear here in center conductor, then we can detect this crack, radial crack. Now this here two shots, one we are putting gear in this way and then we are moving the gear, turn the gear 90 degree, and we are giving second shot. So here see there is ID crack at inner diameter and one is outer diameter. Here the best is center conductor method because this is machined and hollow component. So see here, this is the central conductor arrangement, and there are different number of gears are there. So we have to give the, the current to the gear based on their diameter, or basically we can put all identical gears, means size identical gears together, and we'll apply the currents. And also we have to take care while we are doing magnetization, they all gear will be come to together and we're getting magnetic writing indication. So we have to put some insulator there if possible. Now see, this is the job. Now this defect we can detect in headshot. This defect we can't detect in headshot because field is circular, defect also circular. So this defect we can detect in coil shot, means longitudinal magnetic field. This ID defect, this longitudinal crack we can detect in central conductor. This crack we can detect in coil shot because this is circular crack. See again, this is long the circular crack we can detect in coil shot. This is longitudinal crack we can detect in head shot, means circular magnetization. So now, so for any job, suppose coil shot is not possible, then we have to give minimum 2 3 head shot. Depends upon job geometry. This is the prod. In prod also we are making circular magnetic field. See the prods how we are making. Sometimes this in prod also we have to give two direction. One is like, for example, so generally prod we are making scanning examination, see like this, in one position, see here this pattern, 45, if this is first pattern, then second pattern prod will be here and another prod will be here, so these two are perpendicular to each other, otherwise we can make one pattern like this, another pattern like this 45 degree, so we can inspect in this way as well. So this the different techniques we are going to see here. Now this is the coil method. See the coil is wrapping here. Here the problem is that in some area the coil is directly touched to the job. So there is less chances to detect to accumulate the powder in that particular area. So that particular area we have to inspect another next time. We will be very careful while inspecting this untested, unvisible. Means this here in this particular area we can't see the defect because the particles will not enter there because the part is close to the coil. Otherwise, we will maintain some distance between coil and job. Then we can detect all. We can detect all discomfort which over entire surface. Okay, then some of the quiz are there. You can solve this quiz, and if you have any doubt, then you can write us uh, on this mail ID is iindtpune@gmail.com, or you can write info@iindt.com. uh. So for more details, we are happy to, if you want more help or support, then we are happy to assist you. Thank you very much.